You're watching Connecting the Dots, reliving Northwoods history with Carrie Bladorn. Did you know that the Logging Museum at Pioneer Park in Rhinelander is the oldest museum of its kind in the country? Founded in 1932 and celebrating its 93rd year in operation this season, it houses one of the most complete collections of logging artifacts, photos, tools, and equipment from the 1800s timber boom. The glory days of logging in northern Wisconsin were every bit as colorful as the Wild West, only instead of cowboys, it had lumberjacks. Rough and tumble, wild and hard-working, a world of bunkhouses, ice roads, tall tales, river drives, and boom towns. And that era of American history is preserved, log by log, inside the Rhinelander Logging Museum. In 1931, as the logging boom faded, the Rhinelander American Legion, along with UW Ag agent Lee Sorden, saw that history quickly slipping away. With help from John D. Malray of the Thunder Lake Lumber Company in Rhinelander, the last of the big sawmills in town, they rallied the community to build something never seen before, a full-scale replica of an 1880s Northwoods logging camp. Originally, the plan was to build it in Pioneer Park, but back then, the park sat on the edge of town and was deemed too far off the beaten path. So instead, the first logging museum went up near the Rhinelander paper mill on Davenport Street, on a triangular lot bordered by the Wisconsin River and leased to the museum free of charge by the Rhinelander Paper Company. With a bunkhouse, cook shack, and blacksmith shop, an old narrow-gauge logging locomotive, and other logging equipment, it opened with great fanfare on July 2, 1932, during Rhinelander's 50th anniversary. It wasn't just a display, it was a living tribute to an industry that built the communities of the Northwoods of Wisconsin, and many cities out west with its lumber. Over the years, the museum became a fixture in Rhinelander, where it welcomed generations of visitors as the early docents regaled them with tall tales of lumber camp bunkhouses. But in the 1950s, the paper mill needed to expand. The Logging Museum, after 22 years, had to move. Rhinelander scrambled to keep it from being relocated out of town. Offers even came in from places like the Wisconsin Dells, but Rhinelander residents weren't about to let it go. The city proposed Pioneer Park again, now fully embraced by the growing town. The location that was once too far out had become a part of Rhinelander proper. The museum couldn't be moved in one piece, so it was rebuilt, log by log, with red pines from nearby Shepherd Park, and muscle from local volunteers like John Badgley, Joe Bodwin, and Bill Brivigal, who forged the drift pins that hold the structure together. The original blacksmith shop, displays, narrow gauge train, and outdoor equipment followed, and so the Logging Museum was reborn. In the decades that followed, the museum found new caretakers. For a time, it was operated by the city and later by the Rhinelander AARP chapter and Senior Citizens Club, not just as docents, but as keepers of memory. They staffed the museum daily, ran the gift shop, and shared stories, and even created recorded audio tours to bring the past to life. Sometimes over 75 seniors strong, their stewardship kept the museum thriving. Long before there was a senior center, the Logging Museum was their gathering place. As the years went by, more museum buildings were added to the grounds surrounding the Logging Museum. A one-room schoolhouse was brought to the site and opened in 1978, an antique fire truck museum in '79, the State of Wisconsin Civilian Conservation Corps Museum in '82, a railroad museum housed in an authentic Sioux depot in 1990, an outboard motor and boat museum in 2005, an antique sawmill museum in 2009, and many other displays, including exhibits about hodags and the Rhinelander paper mill, among others. Today, Pioneer Park Historical Complex is a City of Rhinelander owned and operated museum, carrying on the story started by Wisconsin's logging industry. Generations have cared for this place. Volunteers, seniors, staff, and citizens who knew that history, real history, deserves to be touched, walked through, and passed on. It's among the most popular attractions in Rhinelander. Pioneer Park Historical Complex is open Memorial Day weekend through Labor Day weekend 6 days a week, and weekends through September. Admission is free, donations always welcome, and learning about Wisconsin history, a must. I'm Carrie Bladorn, and you're watching Connecting the Dots, reliving Northwoods history on Newswatch 12.